Okay, what else is popping?
Mr. Idris Elba, the sexy Idris Elba, told that.
Is he still?
Idris Elba.
I mean, 10 years ago, there was a lot of chatter about how handsome he was. I remember all the girls I had crushes on in the mid 2000s were all like thirsting for this guy, like big time.
We still are. This is not past tense. This is present.
I mean, he's not an ugly man by any means, but he's grown significantly old, right? He's not quite the same dashing, debonair, lean stallion that he was back in the 2000s. Back when he was all the rage in The Wire and on some other shows. Okay, so what's the deal with him?
Well, he refuses to be boxed into a category as a black actor. And he did ignite a lot of debate on social media after he said in a recent interview that he has stopped calling himself a black actor because it creates limitations for his career, while also some people are accusing Idris Elba of renouncing his blackness.
Well, I can kind of see where he's coming from because if you're an actor, you're an actor. I mean, that's you are trained to act. Are you trained to act as a black man, or are you just trained to act?
Act as a person, a human being
as a person. And in fact, your prowess as an actor relies upon your ability to just incorporate different styles and vibes and cultures, and to sort of just become a new person with each role you play. I don't understand why people are being forced, almost typecast into their own race, so that if you're a black actor, you can only be the stereotypical black actor. And I don't think that that's a good thing, because it even limits the marketability of many actors. Because if you want sort of like mainstream appeal, you kind of don't want to be seen as an ethnic actor, because you might put off certain audiences who might feel like, the character is a bit too ghetto. Okay. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we can't, not everyone can be a Taraji P. Henson, and not everyone can be a, a Michael B. Jordan. You know, the angry black young person with a chip on their shoulder in every movie.
But you see, they can change the narrative and also typecast and show other characters and other personality traits of black people, because there are a lot of black people who are very wise. For instance, Morgan Freeman, he's always playing God, a very wise man. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
There's always there's a lot more to black people being slaves or being, aggressive and angry people. There are also roles they can play, being really wealthy, being really charismatic. They can now play president, because we had a black president before. Morgan Freeman has played president twice or thrice.
Yes,
or
a number of
times. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
For me, it doesn't make sense when he says he does not want to be called a black actor, because he cannot fit into a role for a white person. But do you understand? If they say that they're writing this character as a white man, they're not going to put a black man there and then put a white face on him. Now, are they going to do that?
All right, so where I would disagree with that is, again, I feel like it's highly limiting. If you look at many of the famous black actors of the 80s and the 90s, I mean, in a way, they didn't really stand out as though they were black. They just seemed to be actors and actresses who happened to be black. So, for example, when you think of someone like, who might come to mind? Stacey Dash might not be a popular example. Okay. But if you were to close your eyes, you wouldn't even easily tell what race she is.
She's white passing, because a lot of people have said that she looks more white, and I thought she was a white person. Because she also has like the
Stacey Dash?
Her eyes. Have you seen her eyes?
Yeah, she's got are they blue or gray?
I think they're blue or gray eyes, yes.
Beautiful eyes.
She's white passing.
She was such a hottie in the 90s.
She still is.
She's old now.
So what? Just because she has a few more years on, she's beautiful for her. She's very beautiful. I don't want to even say for her age. She's very beautiful.
Okay, and you might not remember this guy, but the black guy who was in the first Die Hard movie, he was like a computer genius. So he was part of the group of terrorists that were trying to break into a vault in this building in Los Angeles to steal treasury bills or bonds or something like this. And the guy was just this quirky, geeky, young, uppity dude who was just black. But he never was sort of carrying this whole, yo, I'm a black dude, black this. He was just an interesting character. And I feel that this is what we need to have. We don't need to have every black man in a movie like this. Yeah, what's up? My nigga, my dog.
Intimidating people.
You know, like, yeah, what's up? This, that, and the other. I think the ghettoization of black entertainment, even though I know that it is very much a strong part of black culture, I feel like there's room for diversity. And if Idris Elba sees himself occupying a different space than, say, someone like, who might come to mind? Again, like a Michael B. Jordan, I mean, so be it. You know, and I think what was his name? The other, Boyega. Didn't he clap back?
Yes, he did clap back, and he went on to tell his Twitter followers that they probably are they are probably, you know, taking Idris Elba's tweet the wrong way. And he went on to say, and I quote, "I think we should fixate on who is typecasting and putting actors in boxes because of this."
That's it.
That is what he said. And he goes on to say that not on making weird adjustments for them, we continuously focus on what we have to do so that they don't do this or that. Very worrying. We black and that's it. We are black and that's it. But again, I think, I agree with this point, black actors have to go and say, you know what, we have played the thug, the prostitute, the slave, the baby mama, the aggressive,
the
angry
hustler,
black,
the
pimp, the drug addict for too long. We want to start, portraying black culture and black people in a more positive way.
Yes.
They are very beautiful, smart mathematicians. Taraji P. Henson did that movie. Is it called Numbers? Where she was.
They were like working in NASA.
Working in NASA, yes.
I forget the name of the
exactly.
film,
so they should start putting forward and insisting that, and asking, directors and producers in Hollywood to start telling positive stories of black people or typecasting black people in a more positive light. Don't be a baby mama with 3 different baby daddies. How about a woman who has a proper nuclear beautiful family? How about
not every black actress is supposed to play the struggling single mom working hard to raise her kids. I mean, of course there's plenty that do that, and there should be a space for actresses to play that, but let us not limit it to that.
Exactly.
Let's
and it also has a very negative impact on the people who watch these movies, because then it's embedded in your brain that is all we are good for and that is all that we are, because you're not seeing any positive reflections of black people or black culture. And one thing that Black Panther did was, bring out the superior side of, African culture and black people. And I applaud them for that, even though I didn't really like the movie. But I applaud them for that. And that is a step in the right direction. So we should have more positive stories. Stop with this struggle situation and the struggle love. We don't want that.
Yeah.
We want to be thriving and winning and conquering and, doing all those things. And also, let's stop with the freedom fighting stories. Like, we know that the Martin Luther King stories, the Malcolm X, and also we have seen all that. It's in our history books. We want more, where we are thriving.
I've heard the argument be made that in fact the problem lies with the people that control Hollywood, who are typically white liberals, who, for them, they want to keep seeing blacks as that.
Yes.
It's a very patronizing view of blacks. It's hard for them to see blacks as anything but a victim class. And so Hollywood will usually only put their money behind films that, I guess,
black
reinforce.
People are suffering.
Exactly. So there's going to be a slave movie
because
every year.
Because it's all about programming. When you grow up seeing black people in struggle love or struggling as slave or struggling as broke people, whatever case may be, you start to think and you start to normalize your own suffering, because somebody who is watching a black actor suffering in the movie will be like, oh yeah, like, that guy, I'm just like that guy, so it's normal and it's okay. So you are not motivated to want more or do more for yourself because you think that it's the norm, and it's not the case. And yet white people are always thriving. How many movies do we have of white millionaires or spoiled children? So many. We
Wall
need to
Street,
start
Social
seeing that.
Network, so many films that showcase white culture, whatever that may be, in different forms and in different settings,
all in wealth.
or in wealth or in poverty. Just a wide tapestry of lifestyles and cultures and aspirations and struggles.
Yeah.
And I think that serves them better than what is served to us, which is just the slave narrative, the hustler, pimp, gangster narrative.
That's true.
Oh, and now, of course, the trans gay narrative.
Yeah.
Every new Hollywood film that gets any attention there's a black person, that person's probably going to be gay or trans. What's all the hatred for the masculine heterosexual black male? We're soon going to be extinct at this rate. At least the ones in America. But wow, that was a powerful story. Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. And there's more of that to come. She'll be returning in about an hour for even more updates on what else is popping out there. Do stay tuned to your number one station, RX Radio.